This morning, Isaiah did in fact get fed up. As anybody who's worked in the ministry knows, those days come. And it's not that you people are any worse than anybody else in any other church anywhere. I'm going to tell you a little secret. All ministers on the planet have had one of those days where you just want to say, Lord, if you're going to take me, now's a good time. And Isaiah was at that place. He looked around his nation, he looked at his people, and all he saw was evil, corruption, abuse of one another. He couldn't find any righteousness anywhere. So he said, God, I know we're sinful people. I know we've gone off a long way, but I know also you can heal and restore and redeem. So come down, please, and help us. We don't deserve it. I know that. But without your help, we will destroy ourselves. I like the way the chapter begins. Oh, that God would just rip open the heavens. Wow, that'd be a sight, wouldn't it? I was watching an old interview actually, on a video where an interviewer was talking with Mel Gibson. This was a few years back. And he asked Mel, well, you're kind of a bad name in Hollywood right now, so what are you doing with your life? And it was coming up on the Christmas season, so Mel said, well, I'm doing theater right now. And he was working in Australia, and he's doing some theater, and he says, we're doing a piece, it's a religious piece, because Mel's a very religious man. And he says it's a religious piece. It begins at Christmas and the whole purpose of Christ's coming. And we're going to act it through all the way to Jesus. Not like the Passion thing that he did, that just grossed everybody out. This was going to be a more a purposeful, happy, missional kind of thing. And he says, I'm working on that, And the reporter said, well, first of all, Mel said, God's kind of been that way since the creation of man. When he created the heavens and the earth, when he created mankind, he's always had a purpose and a plan, and we've always gone off of it. Each one goes astray. This is going to be a joyful kind of presentation of the purpose of Christ coming and bringing us all back to the same path, the path where we should be, a path of fulfillment and joy and happiness and purpose. And just as God has always and meticulously planned. Well, the commentator made the comment to him, goes, well, you're one of those that believe God created the whole universe and the earth, right? And Mel was kind of shocked. He said, don't you? He says, no, I think it's just something exploded and, everything came together just by chance. Well, earlier in the interview, the reporter guy, the interviewer guy said, was talking about his daughter was about to get married in 3 or 4 weeks hence. And that, she was all happy and he was real busy. So he was glad to work in this interview so he could take some time off and help his daughter. So Mel looks at him and goes, your daughter's getting married in 3 weeks, right? And he said, yeah. And he says, have you guys been planning for it at all? He says, yeah, we've been planning for over a couple of years. He says, well, why don't you just not plan? Just let it happen by chance. I mean, if the world could happen by chance, certainly a little wedding is not even a headache or a heartache. He goes, well, that's ridiculous. You got to plan for a wedding. You don't have to plan for an earth, though, or a planet, or a solar system, or a galaxy, or a universe. In the Bible, God says, I have a plan for each and every life I have created. In the Bible, God says, I want the hurt and sadness and destruction of no one. In the Bible, God says, I would wish that you would stay in my purpose. In the Bible, God says, fix your eyes on the author and the finisher of your faith. Run your race. Remove all the obstacles. Stay on track. Win the prize. That doesn't sound like chance to me. That sounds like somebody sat down meticulously and said, boy, these guys they got seconds. When I was handing out stupid, they all came back for seconds. Therefore, I will come down myself. And what is that thing Jesus said? Actually, John the Baptist said it about Jesus. He's going to do what? Make straight the way of the Lord. What does that mean? He's going to level the high parts, and he's going to fill the low parts, and he's going to make smooth the journey of God and the way of God. Why? For God's purpose? It's nonsense. For Channer's purpose. That's why he's coming. Again, that doesn't sound like chance to me. But there in the frustration of mankind, Isaiah, the father of one of the great prophets, said, I've had it, Lord. Rip open the heavens, get down here. As have every other minister ushered at one time or another in their ministries. Today we're going to look at what God's done and how we can prepare for Christmas. Because that's what Isaiah is really proclaiming here. Come down and make straight that which is very crooked. And God answers him and says, okay. Okay. First, I want you to stand up. We're going to sing one final little song.